Hey everyone, welcome back to Old Coin History. Today we're diving deep into a fascinating piece of Filipino history, the 25 centavo coin from 1986. It's a coin that carries significant historical and numismatic value, and if you're a coin collector or just curious about the past, you'll want to stick around for this one. Let's take a closer look at what makes this 25 centavo so special. The 25 centavo coin from the Philippines, minted in 1986, is part of a series of coins introduced after the country underwent a significant transition. The 1986 coinage was issued during a period of political change, following the People Power Revolution that ousted the Marcos regime. But before we get into the historical background, let's talk about the design and composition of the coin. It's a small, copper-nickel alloy coin with a weight of about 5 grams and a diameter of 23 millimeters. It's quite lightweight, but don't let its size fool you. It has a lot of history packed into it. On the obverse, we have a design that's been a part of Filipino coinage for years. The national symbol of the Philippines, the Kagitingan or Valor Monument, along with the inscription Republica ng Pilipinas, which translates to the Republic.
Familiar feature a depiction of the denomination in both numerical and textual forms, 25 centimos, and the words Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, which translates to the Central Bank of the Philippines. Now, let's take a step back and talk about the historical significance of the 1986 25 centavo coin. The year 1986 was pivotal for the Philippines. The People Power Revolution in February that year led to the peaceful overthrow of President Ferdinand Marcos, and a new government, led by Corazon Aquino, took charge. During this period of transition, the Philippine government wanted to establish a new identity, not only politically but also economically. The coinage system was modernized to reflect this change, with new designs representing national unity and strength. The 1986 coinage set was a part of that initiative, symbolizing a fresh start for the country. From a collector's standpoint, the value of the 1986 25 centavo coin can vary depending on its condition, rarity, and whether it's a part of a full set. If you're lucky enough to have a coin in uncirculated condition, its value could range anywhere from 50 pesos to 200 pesos, depending on the market demand and whether collectors are
looking for that specific year. If you come across a coin that shows a bit of wear and tear, its value may be closer to its face value of 25 centavos, or possibly a little higher if it has historical significance or rarity. Here with me today is a coin collector, Raul, who's going to give us some insight into how collectors value this specific coin. Raul, tell us a bit about the demand for the 1986 25 centavo coin. Thanks for having me. The 1986 25 centavo is actually sought after by collectors, especially those who focus on Filipino coinage. While it's not as rare as some of the earlier coins, it holds historical value because of the political changes in the country during that time. It's also an affordable way for new collectors to start building their collection. Thanks for that insight, Raul. It's clear that the 1986 25 centavo coin isn't just a small piece of currency, it's a significant marker of the Philippines' history and the country's journey through a pivotal moment in time. So, whether you're a seasoned coin collector or someone who's just getting started, the 1986 25 centavo is definitely worth keeping an eye on. Its historical value paired in 1986, the Philippines experienced the People Power Revolution. The revolution led to the peaceful overthrow of President Ferdinand Marcos, who had been in power for over 2 decades. Marcos' administration was marked by martial law, corruption, and human rights abuses, which led to widespread public dissatisfaction. In February 1986, after a contested presidential election, massive protests and a peaceful uprising culminated in the fall of the Marcos regime. Corazon Aquino, the widow of assassinated opposition leader Benigno Aquino Jr., emerged as the new president, symbolizing hope and democratic renewal for the country. This political shift was followed by a restructuring of the country's institutions, including changes to its currency system. The Central Bank of the Philippines, under the Aquino administration, began introducing new coinage and banknotes to symbolize the break from the Marcos regime and establish a fresh identity for the nation. The 1986 Philippine coinage set, which included the 25 centavo coin, was issued in this period of transition. The design and composition of the coins were updated to reflect the values of the new government, focusing on symbols of national pride, unity, and independence. The 1986 25 centavo coin was made of a copper-nickel alloy and weighed approximately 5 grams. It had a diameter of 23 millimeters, which is roughly similar in size to coins used by other countries in the region. This coin was part of a broader set of currency changes that sought to instill confidence in the new administration. The reverse of the coin displayed the denomination 25 centimos, which is the Filipino term for 25 centavos. It also featured the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas Central Bank of the Philippines inscription, indicating the authority behind the issuance of the coin. The minting of the 1986 25 centavo coin, alongside other denominations, was an essential part of the Aquino administration's efforts to modernize the country's economy. With the fall of Marcos and the end of authoritarian rule, the Philippines was entering a new era, and the currency change was one way to reflect the shift. The designs on the coins were intended to mark the country's democratic resurgence and its aspirations for growth and national pride. Though the 1986 25 centavo coin was not produced in particularly large numbers and was primarily used in everyday transactions, it has become